Smell that air, welcome me close to home, but I should trade. Careful now, it's menacing and delicate, and I don't know where you fell through. I can't seem to harbor reasons for falling out. Head on over, feel the bitter recall. See the compass, miss my cliche. Mutterings, here alone, remembering, clutching at old sentiment.
Hey, how's everybody doing? This is Melvin on the Melvin Live Show, and this is episode 129. And 129, we've come so far, and really it's time for a review of the Melvin Live Show again. This show really is going to be about you, the person who wants to go on this journey to build this 1 person, 1 million or digital business. And I must say that in this whole process itself, I am really learning a lot about myself. I'm also learning a lot about what other people are doing. And I think one of the most important thing is to learn about what my audience and my learners are looking for. So let me know if this sounds familiar to you because recently I just have a conversation with someone on LinkedIn and she was sharing with me her predicament. So what happened was her boss came in one day and she said that, look, Stephanie, of course, not that's not her real name, said, look, everyone is taking all their learning virtual because of the pandemic. Let's see how we could convert all of our companies onboarding program and trading program and upgrading program and in-house program. Let's see how we can convert all this into virtual learning. And while you're at that, make sure you check out this two, because they are also cool and they can do all this funky stuff that I think will enhance the learning experience of our people and make our online program more popular in the organization. And and of course, she went like, you don't understand a single thing about online learning. And so when I spoke to her, the exasperation was that how was she going to tell her boss that, you know, it's not about the technology, it's not about what we're going to include in terms of the bells and whistles into our onboarding program, our in-house training program. It is not about that. What it is about is the learning the learning experience of the people that are taking the course, the program. And I think to a certain extent we can identify with that. And also to a certain extent, in the process of building this 1 person, 1 million or digital business, I think the whole idea is, when I first started this, the whole idea was to be obsessed with the technology, to be obsessed with the latest tool. It has to be sexy, it has to be coded, it has to be, the most fascinating tool. Oh, everyone, it's on. Well, I mean, I say everyone, but you know what I mean. Everywhere you look, everyone, it's on Notion. So we got to put our business part of it on Notion as well. Well, people are going into Airtable. Well, let's explore Airtable. People are doing Substack with their newsletter, and that's where we're gonna go. And and after a while, it seems like, you know the tools, the technology, it's going to be a never-ending thing. And if we're going to be caught up with all these new technologies that's going on, in a sense, we are like, chasing that new shiny thing. And it is dangerous because what happens is that it takes our focus away from what needs to be done, and instead we put our focus on learning something new, or rethinking how we are able to implement this technology or this tool into the business itself. So going back to the online learning example that I gave you, the truth of the matter is that it's not about what we can include in the e-learning, in the online learning. What really matters is the learning experience of the people. And we also want to ask ourselves, what is the objective? Because every learning, every course has a purpose. Every course has a purpose. So what is the purpose? Is that purpose merely to inform, or is that purpose, that the cause, to help our people to be able to perform? So is it inform or perform? And once we have a better idea of what is the objective, then we know what to do to be able to help them, a, retain the knowledge better, and b, to be able to apply it, especially in the case where you need them to perform something after going through the course. So like we spoke about the example yesterday, the example that was cited by the US Army, the experiment that they did. If you have not watched yesterday's video, make sure you go back and watch yesterday's video, because we talked about the three modalities, or the three ways that we can present the training material. And we found out that how one works better than the other or otherwise. And so the whole thing behind this thinking is that it's not about the tools, it's not about the technology, it's about how we want people to experience that learning process, and what exactly do we want them to do after they have gone through the learning. And so that's some aspect that you really want to consider. So if you, I mean, I'm sure many of you would have had the opportunity to um, attend some kind of online course. And so if you have, what exactly do you look out for as a learner when doing learning online? What is it that you would like to see more of? And perhaps what is it that you would like to see less of? So that's something that I would really want to understand. So if you can help me by leaving a comment, whether it's in the live show or in the replay itself, I still look at the comments. So leave a comment, let me know what exactly are you looking for, or what really delights you in your experience of going through online learning. Now, So that is with regards to online learning. But if we look at building a digital business, I mean, as I said earlier on, it's so easy for us to get carried away with exploring new tools, exploring new technology, exploring new things that is coming up. And trust me, every couple of weeks you would see some new product on product hunt. You will see some new shiny feature that comes up, a new app that comes up, a new website that comes up, a new solution that comes up. And what that happens is because of the way that some of this products or services, the way that they position, the way that they market it, it starts getting you to think, what can I do with this particular new technology that I just come across? And then it totally derails you from your objective itself. And so, what is the objective? The objective is to be able to build a business that it's all digital, that you can deliver your products or services digitally, and you are able to arrive at a revenue of 1 million annually. And that should be run by one person, right? And so that is the main objective itself in terms of the achievement of the business. Now, the purpose of the business is another thing, because for you, the purpose of the business would be very different from me. Because for me, the purpose of the business is to be able to do something that is meaningful, something that is worthwhile. And what that is simply the fact that I want to be able to help people multiply their talents. So once I have that purpose, I know what exactly why I'm doing this, right? I know why I'm doing this. Next is to have an objective. I know what would I want to see, right? And of course, with that itself comes down to what are the tools. And frankly, I can share with you right now, there are only three key tools that I'm going to be using, that I've been using rather, in my digital business itself. Of course, let's assume and let's take it for granted that because it's a digital business, you would definitely need a website. I'm not going to build the business on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or any, for that matter, any other platform. I'm going to build it on my own website. I want to have absolute control over the website itself. So that is a given. Now, other than that, there are only three tools that I use. Tool number one is, of course, email. The, that is the best way, and that is by far the only way that you can have a community of people who are subscribers to your email newsletter. Speaking of which, a quick plug here. If you have not subscribed to my newsletter, head on down to melvin.me, right, or melvin.me. Head on down there and sign up for the newsletter, because great things are coming your way. All right. So one of course is the tool that I'm using is of course the email. And that is something that I believe to be still the main thing. It's almost akin to someone giving you permission to text them every time you have something good to share. And of course, you want to gut that trust that they have bestowed upon you with the utmost integrity, because you do not want to start selling that information to third party. So email is one tool that I am using. Now the second tool that I'm using is this tool called Thrive Architect. And Thrive Architect essentially allows me to build customized landing pages. Now, those landing pages essentially are the things that I would have to, in terms of the design and all that. Those are that is the best tool that I've come across in terms of not having not needing to write a line of code for my landing page and to be able to use that as a way to design a nice looking landing page. So I'm in the process of writing the copy of the landing page, and when it's ready, I'm sure to share with you. If you want to know about this landing page that I'm building, type in book in the comments, and I'm sure to let you know when the landing page is up. So the landing page and the email, and the third tool that I use in all my projects, it's basically this tool. This tool, it's called video. Now, I am a big proponent of video, and I even call myself the video evangelist on LinkedIn. Why? Because in 2018, I made a total of 184 videos on LinkedIn within that year. And those videos have given me a viewership of about close to 500,000 views of all my videos. And so, in the process itself, I've learned a lot. In the process itself, I've met tons of people, tons of great people. In the process itself, I have gotten speaking engagement, consulting project, private coaching, and even branding projects, interesting projects that I probably would not have thought of or would not have even dreamt of, but projects that allows me to do that. And so in that process itself, I really learned a lot, and I really find that it is something that can be done, and if it's done properly, you will be able to benefit from it. And so video, it's the other tool. And as you can see, I'm heavily invested in video because this entire setup that you see here, it's something that took me months to put them together. And the reason for this investment itself, it's because while people who have got knowledge in terms of broadcasting, live streaming, it's a no-brainer to them. I mean, live streaming, it's like, it's akin to, like, for example, if you are a DJ in a radio station, then doing a podcast, it's child's play to you because the amount of technology and the amount of tools and the way that you should run your podcast, it's something that you are already familiar with, right? So I spoke to quite a number of people and I asked them about the future of live streaming, and many of them are not very enthusiastic about it, or they are not exactly spending a lot of time in that area because they say that, well, it's I have got a background in broadcasting, and so it's easy for me to pick it up if I need to. So for them, it's something that it's already in their DNA, is something that they are already doing. But for the rest of us, right? I mean, for the rest of us, live streaming, if anything, it's something that people are afraid of doing because it's like speaking live right now, speaking live into a camera and knowing what to say. That might rough people up a bit, and some people are not comfortable in front of the camera, let alone knowing that, in the live stream, you don't have a second take. And so that's at one level. The other level is that, you know, people, when they're on live stream, they may not exactly be as engaging as they would be in person, because they kind of find that it's funny to speak into a camera, and not have the energy of the crowd to feed back to you. But that's the reality right now we've seen because of COVID, but that's going to be the reality going forward as well. And then the other thing with live stream is it's also, if you want to do it well, you need a fair bit of investment, right? Sure, I mean you can do it with just your phone or even your webcam that it's built into your laptop or your iPad or your phone. Sure, you can do that, but it's not going to give you the best of quality. And besides, it's not just the camera, but it's the lighting, it's the mic, it's the audio, the entire structure of it. I mean, not many people would be able to know what to do and how to do it well. And so that's one of the key reasons why I chose to invest in live streaming and the gear that I have right now. I mean, I've got a second monitor here, which is a television. I've got the camera here, which is a point and shoot camera, but it's a powerful one. I've got two sets of lightings. I've got some background lights as well. I have a hardware switcher. I have the shoe mic. It all this requires investment. Plus, on top of that, I'm using the MacBook Pro as my computer for live streaming. So, like I said, all this requires investment, and it can be a hefty investment if you are not sure in terms of where this whole thing is going. But once again, do not get caught up with the gear. Do not get caught up with the technology because that's not the main thing. The main thing is why are you doing it and what do you expect out of it? And so, my friends, don't get caught up with all the different technology. Do only what you need to do to get started and never let the technology or the tools bog you down, right? Thank you so much for being here. I know some of you are watching on YouTube, some of you are watching on Facebook. I thank you for investing your time being here with me. If you got questions about live stream, if you got questions about building that 1 person 1 million or digital business, if you got a question about online learning, make sure you shoot me an email or you leave me a comment. Like I said, I read every single comment and I will respond to them. All right, so with that, I'm gonna take off. It's been a long day and I'm tired. So, but I'm always happy to be here with you. If you got feedback, let me know. Um, I'll be more than glad to see how I can further improve. And with that itself, I will catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.